I'd like politicians to understand that sometimes the more enticing promise is the one that they can stick to and is more realistic than the fake ones, and also that appealing to young viewers is all well and good, but you don't want to over appeal to them because it makes us feel pressured into choosing the wrong politicians.
They need to understand that we do have an opinion and they shouldn't push us aside. We might be inexperienced, but they need to understand that we do have a view on the world as we live through different changes each day.
I think politicians should be more concerned about the well-being of young people. Young people are opting out of sport nowadays and lack exercise, which is not really good for the future. And I think that the politicians should really put some more effort into the promotion of a healthy lifestyle and diets and sport.
I think the NHS, because the meningitis disease, for example, they have the money, have the drug to stop it, but they won't put the money into it, which I think is actually really bad because the government spends so much money a year on stuff that isn't needed. Like with really wealthy people getting benefits, for example, they don't need the benefits. They have the money to afford their own lifestyle, but instead they're still getting money from the government, which they don't need.
They should allow foreign people to come in here more and not just judge them, because apparently they're taking our jobs, but they might just be here to feed their family and stuff like that.
I think that they should get given a chance, but instead of like just sending them back to where they're from. Like if they're coming here to earn a living, like get money, get a nice house, have a nice future, then they should be allowed that.
If politicians came here today, I'd want them to understand that public transport, which is something that should be accessible to everyone, isn't, and that is something that they should be dealing with.
Why is that important to you?
Because I'm 17 and I can't drive, and even when I can drive, I'm not going to be able to afford a car, and I'm not going to be able to afford the insurance on it. So I'm probably not going to be driving for like the next 8 years or so.
Education feels unfair because not everybody is the same and not everybody has the same level of intelligence, and to compare everybody through the same tests and from the same grading system doesn't always seem like the right thing to do.
I think politicians need to understand that not everyone can afford costs for higher education, so they need to abolish them, as they shouldn't be a privilege, they should be a right, as not everyone can afford it, and it shouldn't just be for the rich.
Here today I would tell them to not use stereotypes to define certain types of people.
And to make assumptions based off of how they look and the way they dress.
What do you want them to do?
Just to treat them like normal people. So if they were talking to a different politician, they'd be able to talk to them normally.
I think politicians need to realise that the younger generation have a bigger voice than they realised, and I think they need to come to us to ask the questions instead of speak for us.